Okay, the way to when you boxing, timing is everything. A fighter that doesn't have timing is never gonna go anywhere, and that's the real deal. I'm gonna tell you why. For the simple fact that when a fighter doesn't have timing, he won't go far. For the simple fact that in boxing, once again, you have to have good timing. You have to have good eye and hand coordination. And in order for a fighter to go places in the fight game, he must have very sharp reflexes. And in order to have sharp reflexes, where you have, a sharp a jab, you know what I'm saying? A sharp right hand, or if you're a southpaw, vice versa, left hand, jab with the right. See, I'm orthodox, but I can switch stances. I do that to throw off my opponent whenever I spar or I fight. And I do that once again to throw off my opponent's game plan. When you switch stances, you throw off the opponent that way. See, and then you switch this way, and they don't know what to expect. They don't know if you're gonna come at them from a right hand stance, or if you're gonna switch up and come at them from a left hand stance. See what I'm saying? So that throws off the game plan. So then they have to go to plan B, and that's pretty much in your favor because once again, that fighter is not gonna know if you're coming or going. See, and boxing is has to do a lot with the mentality. See, so that's why I say that a fighter has to have good timing, because a fighter, in order to have good timing, you time your opponent. See, when that opponent steps to you, then you time that step forward, and at the same time you time whatever shot he's gonna shoot. Like, let's say he shoots you the jab. See what I'm saying? Then you can come over the top with the right hand. See, if it's an orthodox fighter, see, and that person shoots the jab, you can time it and then bend forward at the same time as the jab is being shot, and then you counter it with the right hand. See, and you're gonna land it right on the chin because the jab is out here. See, and that's why you counter over the top with the right hand. I love to do that. I love to time the jab. I also love to time the opponent coming forward, and when the opponent comes forward, I meet that opponent with a power shot. See, whether it be the left hook. See what I'm saying? The right hand, or the uppercut with the right hand or with the left. See, that's anything other than the jab is a power shot. Even if you go down here, see, or down here. See? So, what I love to do is I love to time my opponent's movement, because that right there will make you a great fighter. So it's not just offense. You have to have this. So you got to time your opponent, time their shots. Once again, you can time an opponent's a right hand as well. See, and what you do when you time the opponent's right hand, you time his or her. If you're a girl, you're fighting a girl. His or her, you time their right hand from an orthodox stance. And what you do is, see, you time the right hand, and then you step in at the same time, see, and then you throw your left hook. See, after the right hand has been thrown, see what I'm saying? You time it with the left hook. See? But you have to be slick. You have to have good lateral movement. See, from the waist, the head, the hips, the waist. You have to have good movement to do that. See, so you time the right hand, you come with the left hook. See, that's just like when they throw the jab, and I time it with my overhand right. See, so I teach my students that. See, you can also time the jab. See, you can time the jab once again, and you can do other things like coming down here when they shoot the jab. You can come here. See, instead of throwing the overhand right. See, what you're doing is you're timing I take that back. The right hand. You're timing the right hand, and instead of throwing a left hook, you can time the right hand and go to the body. See, once again, see? Go to the left hook to the body. See, and that's a liver shot, and that hurts because the liver's on the right hand. So your left hook is to an orthodox fighter, or even to a southpaw, it's gonna land. See, because the only difference is when you're fighting a southpaw, his liver is up here in the front, when you're fighting an orthodox or right hand stance fighter, their liver is back there. So either way, the left hook is gonna land, whether it be in the front to a southpaw or in the back of a orthodox fighter. See, and then you can throw the right hook to the body as well. See, the right hook to the body. See, okay. So another thing is, let's say your opponent is gonna shoot. The jab. You can, instead of coming over the top with the right hand, you can bend at the knees and go to the body as well. See, when that jab is out there. See, okay, the jab's out here. Bah, you go to the body this way. See, and then you double it up with the left hook to the body. See, and then you come after you land that, you can bring the left hook here. See, and then after that, the right hand. See, and then after the right hand, left hook. See, it's a good shot right there. You land up. See, the right hand, follow left hook. Okay. Then you start letting your hands go. You don't want to have a lot of good movement. See, you know, jab, jab, a lot of jabs. I love doubling up the jab, tripling up the jab. And I love to do this. See, hook off the jab. Right hand. See, uppercut. See, because you snap your opponent's head back, and then you throw the uppercut. See, because the head is going to get snapped back from the right hand. You bring it back, and you throw the left uppercut. See, I love that shot, that combination. See, I love that combination because you snap their head back, and you come over underneath. I mean, with the uppercut. See, throw their head back, uppercut. And then you come this way with the uppercut here, snap the head back, and then throw the hook. See, see? Just like that. See, just like that. See? And then where the hands go. See? See? So everything's from right here. You never pull back from right here. So you're going to be timing their jab, their right hand. See? A lot of bending at the knees. And you know what I love to do? I love to frustrate my opponent. How I do that is by doing this kind of stuff. See? It takes a long time to get there though. You can't just do this kind of stuff in 1 or 2 years of your boxing career. You have to do it as time goes by. You become that good to where you can do this kind of stuff like I used to do. Put your hands down here. That kid, what's his name? The other day. Oh no, I'm thinking about this Cuban kid that I was watching spar the other day, and he likes to do that a lot. And that's me. I love to do this. Put my hands down here, and I challenge the fighter by putting my chin out here. See, to throw whatever, and I already know it's gonna come because the whole time I'm watching that person's eyes. See, you never take your eye off your opponent. I'm watching his eyes the whole time when I'm doing this. See, but like I said, my eye is watching his eye, so I already know when I see the left eye flinch, because the brain sends your body a message. And let's say if you're gonna throw the right hand, your eye is gonna twitch because the brain on the right side of your head is sending the message to the right hand. See, for it to be thrown as a shot. See, so the eye is gonna twitch a little. So you already know the right hand's coming. I do anyway, because that's how good I learned to read my opponent. That my chin is here, my hands are down here, and I'm watching, and I see that I twitch. I already know the right hand is gonna come. So I'm already expecting something from here. See, from the right side, because that right eye twitch. See, if I see the left eye twitch, I already know the left is coming. So I'm already in position to respond to whatever I see, the twitch in the left or in the right eye. See, so I already know something from the right is coming. So I'm already waiting for that shot. And as soon as that person throws it, once again, timing is everything. That person throws that shot. In my mind, I'm already sending my own offense a message from my brain to my right side to counter that shot. See, so if it's a jab, I'm going to dip here, bam, I'm gonna come over the top of the right hand. Or if the person throws it in form, that right hand, or the jab, if it's an orthodox, or if it's an orthodox fighter, I already know that that jab is gonna come. See, because I saw the twitch in the eye, so I already know that the jab is coming. So I wait to see how that person is setting up to throw the punch. If I see the person setting up here with the wrist turned this way, I already know that he's gonna throw um, the jab. Or if I see the person set up here, see, with his chin here, I already know that he's gonna throw a hook. See what I'm saying? Or if I see the person leaning forward a little bit with this shoulder in position, I already know he's gonna throw the right hand. So I'm already, like I said, waiting for that shot, and I'm gonna counter. See, whether it be with the overhand right over the jab, or that person I see the shoulder leaning this way. See what I'm saying? So I already know that a left hook or a left jab is gonna come my way. So what I do is I time it. See, once again, timing is everything. I time it, and either I'll come here if it's in form of a jab, or if it's in form of a hook. See, if it's in form of a hook, what I'll do is I'll lean in a little bit, and I'll throw a body shot and land a good solid right hook to the body. Or if it's in form of a jab, once again, I'll lean forward a little and counter that jab, once again with the overhand right. See what I'm saying? Or if the person is throwing the right hand, once again, I'll time it and go to the body. I'll double it up sometimes. See, that hook to the body. Okay? And you always want to reset. See? So what I love to do is I like to throw my opponents off by resetting, see, and then feigning a lot. See, feigning, and like the kid, he must have heard some of my advice when he fought Lopez, because I told him that to frustrate the opponent. See, and I told him on the internet, I told everybody, the only way he's going to beat him, people will see that on the internet. Lopez probably saw what my advice to him was. I told him, you have to throw Lomachenko off because he doesn't like to be clowned. He doesn't like to be countered. See, he likes to be the aggressor, and he likes to do all that pivoting around you and all that stuff. See, so what you got to do is you got to throw him off his game plan and upset him by landing some good strong shots, and then letting him know that you're there to fight, that you're not there to run from him, that you're going to meet his assault with your own. See, and that's going to throw Lomachenko off. See, even by going like this to him, he don't like that. See, and once you frustrate him by shaking your head or smiling like Lopez was doing, like I told him to do, see, on the messages I was putting on the internet, you're going to frustrate him, you're going to make him mad, and you're going to throw his whole game plan off, because there's some people that don't like to be clowned. They take it to heart, and it throws them all off. Like me, you clown me and I don't know you, and I've never met you, but maybe over a cup of steak coffee in the county jail, or a couple of county jail coffee, and I barely met you over, once again, a cup of county jail coffee, and you don't know me, you clown me, hey, we're going to fight. Because first of all, I don't know you for you to play me, whether it be by making a sexual joke like, grab assing like a lot of them cats used to do in the jailhouse, playing around. No, you don't play with me like that, homie. You don't know me, dog. I'll knock you the fuck out. Grab ass with me, homie. Put that shit, play that shit with somebody else. Anyway, see, so right there, my game plan is already thrown out, because up here, I'm just so pissed off that I'm not thinking straight no more. See, I'm just wanting to kick some butt, see? So that's what I told Lopez to do, is throw his game plan out. Walk him into shots like he was doing, see? Like I said, he must have heard, because that's not Lopez. He likes to counter, but he doesn't walk people into shots. And you can even hear his dad in his corner saying, let him come forward, you know what I'm saying, and meet him with a shot. You know what I'm saying? You can hear it during the fight. His dad telling him that. And you never hear his dad saying that. Wait for him to come forward. You know what I'm saying? And I always say pull him in. Pull him into shots. Walk him in. And his dad was saying the same thing. Walk him into shots. So apparently they must have heard those messages that I was putting out there. The way that Lopez was going to be able to beat Lomachenko. And that's to throw his game plan off. See? And that's exactly what he did for 12 rounds. You know, he was being the aggressor. He was also letting Lomachenko come to him, and he was timing him and meeting him with punches like I told him to do, or like I said to do over the internet. So a lot of my strategies are very good. I've been doing this for many, many years, since I was 8 years old. I've been boxing, see, and it takes many years. That's why it's called the sweet science. It takes many years for a fighter to learn all the different moves, and like feinting and pivoting around your fighter like Lomachenko likes to do. See, but I love to do that. See, why? Because I don't let my fighter get set by doing a lot of movement. A lot of good footwork is very important in boxing. A fighter that has no footwork, once again, is never going to go nowhere. He'll be a club fighter. He'll never be a world ranked contender or a world champion. Because if you have no footwork, if you have no timing, if you have no lateral movement, if you have no counter shots in your favor, you're never going to go nowhere. If you have no good offense or defense, you're not going to go. It takes a little bit of everything. Defense, offense, all that to become a world-class fighter. See what I'm saying? So this is what I teach my people when I'm in the gym. See? It's all that. I teach them all that. See? And I even get in there and spar with them to show them, hey, do this kind of stuff. Make them miss, make them pay. Bah, 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 see? And a lot of quick reflexes. You got to have good hand speed. And you have to have good timing. See? See what I'm saying? You have to be able to let them hands go at any given time. And it's very easy to do. Very easy to accomplish that. See? Because it's all part of the training that you give the fighter. You have to teach that fighter how to have good lateral movement, good hand speed. See what I'm saying? When to let their hands go. See? When not to miss with your shots. Make your shots land when you throw it. See? You can't miss, and you have to make that shot count, because you're going to waste energy by missing. So you teach your fighter not to miss. Okay? To pick your shots, it's called. Okay? I teach him that. Pick your shots. See? Wait for that opponent to get caught slipping, and then you pick your shot and you make sure you land it. Make sure that when you throw something, it's going to land. You're not going to miss. See, you're going to land that shot. See? Because once again, you miss, you waste energy. See, and then you learn to control your breathing. See, you got to teach your fighter how to do that, how to slow their heart rate down. How to breathe through the nose. Keep that mouthpiece nice and bit down tight, so they don't get their jaw broke or their teeth shattered by dropping their mouthpiece. You have to teach your fighter all that, and that's what I do. I teach my fighter all that, and like I said, I even get in there and spar with them. See. And I'll teach them stuff like that, how to make them miss, how to make them pay, how to let them handle. You know what I'm saying? And how to shoot the right hand from the floor up. See, because you generate power from the floor up. And you have to teach your fighter to turn that back foot a little bit and push off when he throws the power shot. See? Or same thing with the hook. You have to teach him how to step in and then turn that hook around. See, turn the hook over on you. You know what I'm saying? From the shoulder. See, and once again, everything's from right here. See, right here. See? And then the shoulder always has to touch the chin. See, whether it be in form of a jab or in the hook or the right hand. See? Because this is gonna be also part of your defense, because you can get countered if you have your chin up in here. So you want to tuck that chin into the chest and throw the punch and make the punch touch your chin. See? Even if it's, like I said, in form of the hook, the jab, or the uppercut, or the right hand, or the right uppercut. Chin is always going to touch the shoulder. See? Even when you go to the body. This is always going to touch that. And I teach my opponents, my pupils, my students that. See? So you always have to do that. Make sure the chin touches the shoulder, whatever form of punch that you're throwing. So, learn to teach your fighter timing as well. Learn to have your fighter pull the opponent in and walk that opponent into shots. Like Lopez Dad was telling me, And you never hear him say that. So I posted that on the internet. He must have heard that. Walk him into shots, he was telling me, see? And that's what I call it, walking him into a right hand, walking him or her into the jab, see? By pulling them in, see? Like you're putting your chin out there, see? You're pulling that person in, that opponent in, and then you're going to counter that opponent. You're going to watch his or her eyes, and every time you see that twitch, whether it be in the right or in the left eye, you already know if you see the twitch in the right eye, the right hand's coming. He's going to shoot him or her is going to shoot something from the right side of the body. So you see how they're setting up, see, and then you already know if a person is leaning forward this way, you already know it's going to be either a jab or a left hook or a body shot. So you're already waiting for that. So then you send your body, from your brain, a message to your body to counter that shot, whether it be, once again, the left side or the right side. So you already are setting up to counter that opponent with whatever. See what I'm saying? Even with a straight right hand to the body or a left hook to the body. See? So, and you can, like I told Lopez in the internet, double it up by going to the body, the left hook, and then upstairs. See, because Loma likes to keep his hand down here. Yes, he keeps the hands up, but a lot of times he lets his hands, he drops his hands. See, when he's doing that pivoting stuff around you, he's got his hand down here. See? So you can counter that by being, once again, on your good timing, by showing good timing, and by countering. See, a good counter puncher always waits for their opponent to shoot something. That's why it's called a counter puncher, because then by them timing that jab or that hook or that right hand, they're already in the process of throwing a counter shot. See, their brain has already processed that. See, so a good counter puncher has to have good timing. And once again, feinting is very important. If a fighter doesn't have good feinting, they'll never go nowhere. I love to feint. Even when I throw the jab, I'll feint. See, I'll feint and then I'll throw it. See, and they're not, they can't time it because they don't know if it's going to be a feint or the actual jab is going to come, or I'm going to feint with the right hand or throw the right hand. See, so even when I do the 1-2, see, I'll feint. See, I'll feint. I'll feint. The overhand right, follow with the uppercut. I'll feint it. See, I'll feint it. That way I throw my opponent off. They don't know if it's going to be a feint or the actual punch is coming. So it's very important to feint. So you have to always let your hands go too. It's very important. When you're being inside, on the phone booth they call it, whether you're going to be inside, you got to let your hands go once you work your way in. Don't work your way in, not throw nothing. You're wasted energy. You wasted that whole move of working your way inside and then not throwing any punches. That makes no sense. Work your way in, and once you work your way in, throw shots. See? Once you're inside, whether body shots, see? Body shots, see? Doubling it up to the body, or throwing the right hand. You can double that up too. See? Double up the right hand, see? Or double up the jab. Triple it up. See? The jab is very important. The jab is very important. I'm always throwing, always, because you're snapping that opponent's head back. You're constantly jabbing that opponent, so you're not letting that opponent set up for anything, because your jab is constantly in your face. See? See? Constantly got to jab. Okay, and then once again, you learn to time your breathing. See? To control your breathing. That way you slow your heart rate down. You're not all excited. You're cool, calm, and collected because you slow your heart rate down, and then you can breathe a lot easier that way. See, because you're controlling your breathing. See, you know, like you see a lot. You hear a lot of fighters gasping for breath. That's because they're expending energy unnecessarily. Like they're missing with shots. Once again, we're just using up energy that is just going to get them tired. Instead, make that shot count. See, land that shot. Pick your shots. See, whether it be the jab, see, 1, 2, see? 1, 2, 3. See, follow with the uppercut. See, let your hands go. But always pull those punches right back to right here. And you can't leave your punches out there. No, because you start leaving them out there, you're going to get countered. You have to throw those punches out and bring them right back. Even the jab. See? I bring it right back here. See? The right hand, see? I bring it right back. Uppercut, I bring it right back. Overhand right, uppercut, bring it right back here. Have to have good reflexes. Without reflexes, you're not going to fight game. So I just thought I'd share that with the kids. See? The little man walking into shots. Good fighter does that. Pulls the opponent in. Even if you have short reach like me, it's best to pull a fighter in because you're using their forward momentum and meeting them with a shot. See, so it's going to land a lot harder, and you're not going to have to shoot it all the way out there because you're tying that person's forward momentum and meeting them with a shot. See what I'm saying? So that's how you're able to get shots off when you have short arms like me. See, so you always want to have a lot of good angles as well. You have to always find angles. See, that's called finding an angle. See, whether it be here, see, or here, see, or here, see. You're finding angles. You're looking for angles. See, even to throw the jab. You're looking for that angle. See? You're looking for the angle to throw the right. See the body. You have to look for angles. Okay? So very important as well to use angles, different angles. To use different shots. See? You're looking for angles. See? Whether it be on your right side or your left side. See? Okay? But you always have to see, turn the punches over. And what I mean by turning the punches over is here. See? You want to dig that punch in. I teach my opponents, my students that to throw the punch and turn it over, because when you do that, you bust your opponent up when you turn those punches over. See? If you just do halfway like this and you don't turn it over, you're not going to dig that punch in, your knuckles, into your opponent's face and bust them up. See? So it's very important to turn the punches over. See? Even if it's the jab, turn it over. Same thing with the right hand. Same thing with the uppercut. See? See? I turned it over. And I love to use it in form of the jab. See? The uppercut, remember I told you guys, if girls, if you're ever being attacked by some weirdo rapist, child molester, whatever, just shoot it right here. See? The palm of your hand to the nose and push that bone, that bridge bone up into the brain. And it's so painful once that bone touches the brain. They're on the ground, their nose explodes, it breaks, blood goes everywhere. They're on the ground, their eyes are watering, they can't see now. You have plenty of time to just walk away, and that person's going to be on the ground until the ambulance comes for them, or until their eyes stop watering, they can see to get up. And even then, their nose can still be bleeding. They're not going to even be thinking about messing with you, harassing you, because their nose has exploded and there's blood everywhere. They got to stop the blood, otherwise they'll bleed to death. See? So that's why I say use the jab in form of an uppercut. See? And throw it right here. See? Boom. I teach my students that as well with the right hand. See? You don't have to throw it in form of an uppercut. You can throw it this way in form of a jab. See? Instead of throwing the jab this way, boom, use it in form of an uppercut and land it right here to the nose. See? So as time goes by, I'll start teaching you kids more. You know how to use your elbows to block shots. See? If your opponent's doing a lot of headshots, you can cover up by using these. Yeah, you're gonna leave this open, but you're not worried about that because you're already setting yourself, and you already see that it's going to be coming in form of a overhand right, a straight right hand, the jab. So you can just use this, see? But you don't want to leave this open. But once you get good and you have a lot of experience, you can use that, but always bring it right back down here, see? And you're not going to ever pull back, see? And this foot back here, when you're orthodox like myself, it's never going to come forward. The other day, that kid, I saw him, I don't know, it was Ayala, whatever, I saw him making a 4-round fight on the internet. One of the persons that is one of my followers on the internet posted a fight of this Ayala kid. Yeah, he's good, but he squares up too much. He brings that right, he's an orthodox fighter, he brings that right foot up too much. And that's why you see him falling sometimes, like he did once in the second round, I believe it was, where he stumbled. That's because he squared up, see? You always have to be here. This back foot never comes forward. You never square up. It always stays back here. That way your stance is solid, see? You're not squared up where you're off balance. And that's what happened with him in the second round. You can see him stumble. That doesn't look, you have to fight pretty to win the judges over. See, a nice, pretty fighter is winning over, with good head movement, is winning over the judges. You have to fight pretty. Okay? You can't be wild, and you can be wild by dropping your hands and putting your chin out there and timing. See, making them miss, making them pay. See, you can do that, but do it pretty. See, by not keeping your chin up in the air, having it down here tucked into your chest. See, that way if you get caught, you can roll with it. See, roll with the punch, and you can take all the steam off that punch, all the muscle off of it. See, same thing with the if you land it this way, you roll with it. See, you roll with it, so you take all that power out instead of staying there solid and then letting that punch hit you solid. That's gonna do a lot of damage because you're not rolling with it. See, you're not rolling with that shot. See? So little by little, just teach you so much. I don't want to teach you guys everything because I don't want to expose all of my training, my way of coaching, because then you might fight one of my fighters someday if I ever get back in the gym. And mom's like, she's back there right now feeling sick. She's 88. She's not gonna be around much longer. So I have to be here because she can fall down at any time. It's like taking care of a baby. You can't leave a baby by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to take her water. She can't get up. She's too weak. So I have to take her food. I have to cook the food. I have to be here. I can't be in the gym. But whenever I do, if I expose all my coaching skills, then one of your fighters might fight mine someday, and you're going to use those skills on my fighter. So that's it for now. Okay? Take care.